So today is when love holds the hard moment. And I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this. So just let's take a breath. You beautiful humans. You are beautiful, beautiful, oh, glorious humans. There's a great book by Lynn McTaggart called The Power of Eight. And Mike always mentions it. And somebody gave it to me or had me get it, gosh, years ago. And it was so beautiful because they were like, I feel like you really experienced this in New York City. And that's why you had the the transformations that you did and what you saw. And truly, so this book is called The Power of Eight, and it's really a wonderful, wonderful book. But Lynn teaches that small, loving communities create exponential impact. And when a group gathers in unity and a shared intention, consciousness becomes amplified. Healing accelerates and miracles multiply. So the science, okay, I'm talking science. Science shows that love, coherence, the intention, right, and focused intention form a collective field. And that field transforms not only the receiver, but often the giver as well. Transformation is faster in community than in isolation because connection is healing. So Lynn discovered that when people will gather in small groups, around 8 even, with unified intention, their combined focus creates outcomes far beyond individual effort. It's part of the reason why we're doing this, y'all. Healing accelerates. This is science. Okay, this is science. Physical changes occur. Circumstances shift. Relationships transform. And y'all, clearly this mirrors what I've been doing for years at Seek and in Unlocked. Community multiplies impact. I've seen it for years. And so let's start with that intention just before we even really get into it. Let's start with that intention. This time together is not small. And it's not just for you as an individual. This intention it's compounded, accelerates in collective love. So we're going to have some collective love. You are the collective and we're going to love. How's that sound? So I'm going to ask you, could you be powerful today? Could you be powerful today? Could we be powerful today? Could we accept ourselves exactly as we are? My question, right here in this moment, let go of the energy of wishing we were different because that wastes a lot of energy. And let's let love do its work in each one of us, but also through us, right? Can we all be in for that? Are we all in for the intention of love that has no mechanism for failure? And the crowd goes wild. So Aaron's telling us we're in a win-win situation and we can't fail. Yep, that's right. Hear it in the back. Yeah, I'm just saying that's what we're doing here. And so I'm going to start and I'm going to be real. Not that I wasn't ever, not if you want. I wonder if Aaron's going to be real today, but I'm going to get real. So this week was a challenging week. Anybody ever have those? I don't usually start here, but I think some of you need to hear it because I've talked to you. Because I think that your week might have been hard too. There might be a few people that had some hard weeks, and if you didn't, you know somebody who did. So I spoke to a few of you, and I know there were tears. I know I had tears. Yeah. So I want to talk about what we do in those moments because they happen, right? Not that it's not like what we're supposed to do. I'm not giving you a bunch of rules and regulations. What if you would just do this? No, what we actually do. What I actually did. So here's a story. So here's me getting real. let's just pretend we're all sitting in my living room on my comfy sofa, sipping some of this Bengal spice tea. If you haven't tried it, I'm just telling you, it's good. Mm. The right blend of spice and sweet. So we're sitting on my comfy sofa, and a few days ago, I got some not great news. And a door that I was really hoping would open immediately just didn't. And in the middle of sitting with that, a friend had called and said, "Hey, let's go. We have another friend in town. Let's go to Cheekwood Gardens." And I love that place. It's just for special evening events. It's really, really cool. And so I said yes, and I was really excited. And I'd already sat with the disappointment of the day, and even Dad and I said, okay, let's just join together. Let's shift the atmosphere. Let's not give disappointment any airtime, right? Like we had to be intentional with it, because it was like, oh, gotta be kidding. And so immediately I knew that I had no choice but to shift, because I can feel it. You can feel it in your body, right? When something disappointing kind of happens, and you're sitting there like, why did this happen? And so when that thing happens in my body and I can like kind of feel it, I have a choice. Yeah. And so what we did is we just said, okay, we're shifting this. We know that we're in the flow of God's love that cannot fail. I don't even have to question that. I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. So no matter what the week brings, no matter what's going on, I'm always going to go, okay, I trust this moment. Okay. So did that. And then so my friend calls and he's like, do you want to go? We want to go to Cheekwood and Gardens. And it's like live music, and it was good. It was like guys dressed country with their little hats and a little red bandana, or it was kind of cheesy, but I liked it. It was good. It was very, very country. And so you had live music and food trucks and beautiful grounds. And it was just, I was really excited to walk through something alive. I mean, it was just like, oh, I kind of need this, right? And so I said yes, and got really excited. And so I gave it to the flow, right? I was in the flow of, we're moving on past this disappointment, whatever. And, I got in the car and I kind of realized he's not feeling well at all. So we get there, and we walked for maybe 5 minutes. And then it was like, he really needed to just go sit down. And so we went and sat. What I didn't mention, it was like nearly 90 degrees. And it was like nearly 6. Like, so we did end up going and finding some air conditioning for a bit, which was nice. But so all of a sudden we're listening to music, sitting in the sun. And by that point, the sun was like, couldn't be under the trees. So there was no shade. So you're just sitting there like hot. And in my mind, there was a little bit of frustration. I was like, we bought tickets. We're just sitting here. Why did we pick this to do, right? And so it's not what I planned. But I did what I've learned to do. I said, okay, I give this to the flow. And after a while, I was just like, hey, why don't we just head back? There's no reason to stay here. Now let me back up a little bit, though, and talk about the heat. If you know me, me and my relationship with heat has changed. Because in the past, I've not been such a big fan of hot. But over these last few years, I have, with great intention, created a realm where I let my body know that you love extreme weather. I let my body know that on a regular basis. You love extreme weather. And I tell my body, you're content no matter how hot it is, no matter how cold it is. And y'all, it was hot. But listen, they were really hot and I wasn't suffering. It wasn't that it wasn't hot, but I did not suffer. Like I could have stayed out there for hours. I wouldn't have necessarily sat in the sun, but I could have, like, there were trees everywhere. All that to say. And we had taken my Jeep. Okay, because I had the outdoor chairs in there, and so it made sense. And so on the way back, Lola the Jeep, dear Lola, started acting up. And I mean badly. In ways that are hard to describe. Things had been happening, and I would say things and it just wasn't translating, like what's going on. And just everything went wrong. And here's the thing. You know who the person sitting in my car that day was? The one who fixes my Jeep. The one who keeps my cars running. He never rides with me, y'all. He always drives. He always has his own car. But that day, not feeling well, and after we sat in the heat, he was in my car and he heard everything and he felt everything. And he knew exactly what it was. He was in the back seat of my Jeep, actually looking at parts, Googling the symptoms, and was able to say, oh, I really think it's blah, 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 blah. And then when we stopped at the bank to get cash, he was like, oh, yeah, and this, blah, blah, blah. And he knew exactly what it was. And so after this, I'm headed there with my Jeep. The thing I thought was a bummer, was a hot bummer afternoon, was the exact setup for what needed to happen. Yes, there was disappointment. Yes, it was kind of a hard day. But I didn't know that while I was sitting in the 90-degree heat, I didn't know it when we left early. I didn't know it when the Jeep started acting up onto the exit ramp. Because you can't always see the door while you're sitting in the heat. You can't always see the way out when you're sitting in the heat. And I mean that obviously metaphorically. And so here are some of the practices that I actually do when those things happen. So I got home and I was like, wow, Dad, this is what happened. But this is why it happened. This is actually why we went to Cheekwood. So that I would drive and he could hear my, like, God just set this whole thing up for me. For me. Let me turn off my phone so it won't ding. He set this whole thing up for my favor, which said to me, if he does that, if love does that, then this thing that at the beginning of the day felt really disappointed, there's a better way. There's something better. There's a reason why it didn't go exactly as I wanted. There's a reason. There was a reason why we needed to go to Cheekwood. Well, it wasn't to sit in 90-degree weather. It was to take care of my car. Would God do that for me? Yeah, totally. Yes, he would. Oh my gosh. So this is what I've talked to a few of you this week, and I'm hearing something that I want to speak to directly that I'm doing. Some of you are doing all the things. You're doing the body practices. You're doing the breathing. You're counting it all joy. I have a friend that always like, I'm just counting it all joy. You're really trying. And it still feels like a hard week happened anyways. It feels like the hard thing is still there. And I get it. I've experienced it. And so it's like when it feels like it's getting worse, not better, and there might be tears coming on your cheeks even right now, there's a part of you wondering, is this working? Am I doing it wrong? Why is it still so hard? She keeps telling me I'm not broken, but I kind of feel like I might be broken, and I do need to be fixed. But can I just tell you something, y'all? You beautiful, beautiful humans. The practices are not a shield to keep everything bad from ever happening. They're never meant to be. They don't stop the hard weeks from happening. They don't close the doors that close or fix the things that break or make the finances all of a sudden cooperate. What they do is make you available. Hear that. They make you available to what the moment actually is. To what love actually is doing inside the thing that looks like a ruined afternoon. That feels like an impossible situation. That feels like a really scary story unfolding in your body. I talked to 2 people this week that, man, the story of their body seems to be getting scarier and scarier. And we sat with it. I sat with them over the phone and we sat in it and we said, could I accept myself exactly as I am right now? And that's hard when you're feeling crappy. I know it, y'all. The goal was never to feel nothing. The goal is to keep coming back to yourself, back to the ground beneath you, back to love over and over again as many times as it takes. And why do we do this? Because love can't fail. And giving in and giving up to it, how's that working out for us? It's not, right? And so to take a bold step of faith and go, even here, even in this moment, could I accept this moment right now at 10:24, 11:24 for some of you on June 13th? Could I be in this moment and accept me exactly as I am right now? Could I release the disappointment? Could I just, I'm not even going to make you work it. You don't have to release it. Could I just see it for what it is? Could I just choose in this moment to say, I accept how I feel about this. I accept this. I'm going to let you feel the feels. I let myself feel the feels today. I remember this week, I had some tears, y'all. I was driving, trying to be all tough, right? And as my car feels like it's going to like on the highway, and I don't know if they saw it or not, but tears are just like coming down my face because I was just like, I'm so over this. So you know what I'm talking about. So what coming back actually looks like. When I say to you, the goal is to come back. The goal was never not to feel the feels. The goal is to keep coming back to yourself, back to love. And we keep doing that. We keep doing that because love can't fail. Love can't fail. So I want to tell you exactly what I actually do. It kind of varies, but in real time, in the moments when everything in me wants to spiral, which I did a few times this week and last. Yep. I have to physically stop everything. Now I don't take a pause from life for 30 minutes. I'm talking 30 seconds. So I physically stop. I don't make a big announcement. Hey, Dad, I'm about to just stop everything and I'm going to go meditate. No, I don't make everyone join in. I just will simply, and I invite you to do this, notice the chair I'm sitting on. Let's just do that wherever you are right now. Just be aware of the chair you're sitting on. Notice the ground under your feet. Even notice the shirt on your body, the fabric of it, the weight of it. Just notice. And I let myself feel that I am covered. I do this all while I'm just sitting there, and I allow myself to feel covered. I am surrounded. I am held. I am supported. I let my nervous system and my body hear those words. Let's just do that right now. Just let your body, you don't hear with just your ears with me, you hear with your toenails around here too, okay? So let your toenails and your ears and your whole body from head to toe hear you are covered right now. You're surrounded. You are held. You are supported. Nobody today has had to wonder if gravity is going to work. We are not sitting here with our fingers crossed going, gravity, please work, please work, please work. I don't want to start flying. I mean, flying would be cool, but I don't think I want to do that, okay? No, let's just relax into the fact that I am held. I am supported. And just breathe into that for a moment. Slowly, just breathe. And I choose to say yes to this moment. I say it. I choose to say yes, even to this moment. In the middle of when it feels kind of, right? I choose to feel what I feel. I allow it all to come. The frustration, the tears, the fear, the grief, the disappointment. I used to resist it. Well, guess what happens when you resist it? Look how my whole body is tensed up and it's very small. And that resistance creates persistence. The thing that you're trying to resist persists because where's your focus? on the thing you're trying to resist. I'm saying, could we create space and let it be here? I'm not going to fight you. I'm not trying to spiritualize it away. I'm not spiritually bypassing it. And I don't perform my way past it. Okay, do all the right things, Aaron. No, do all the right things. You gotta say all the right things. Believe all the right things. Make sure. I let it be here, and I stay. Sometimes I'll leave the room, and I'll go sit in the bathroom for a few minutes with the door closed. I disappear, and Dad's like, dang, she takes a long time in the bathroom. Yeah, I'm doing stuff. I'll go in the bathroom, I'll close my eyes, and I'll just breathe. And I'll step into love and feel my body begin to unwind. I can physically feel the unwrapping. Love, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, creator of the universe, the realm, whatever pulls on your heartstrings, whatever you want to call him, that, the realm, right? Just know that love is so much infinitely better than we could ever imagine. It's just a gazillion times better than we could ever imagine. It's actually infinitely better, but sometimes it's hard to attach to infinite, right? Like a gazillion times better than we could ever imagine. And there's just no ifs, and ors, or buts about it. Because there's zero mechanism for failure. And so one of the things that I do that I've felt to share with you is I find a vision that feels like love. And for me, it's almost the same place. I'll create a place that I can go to. Actually, why don't y'all want to come with me? Shall we go on a little tour this morning? Julie's up for it. I see that smile. Okay, so let's go on a tour together. I'm going to imagine Costa Rica. If you've never been to Costa Rica, it's just one of my favorite places. Man, Central America, it's like once you've gone to a beach in Costa Rica, it kind of makes beaches over here, they're just a little different, okay? Because there you have the beaches and you have these rocks, and then it's like there's a jungle right at your back, and like there's monkeys and toucans and parrots, and it's just different, okay? It's just a little bit different. So I'm going to invite you to Costa Rica with me. And I want you to use your imagination. And can we be a little childlike? Let's just be a little childlike. Come on. And so what I do is I will picture myself standing at the edge of the ocean, toes in the water. I can see the waves. Now, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite things about Costa Rica is watching the surfer boys surf in Costa Rica. I do like me some surfer boys. I'm just saying we don't have to bring surfer boys into your picture unless you really want to. I thoroughly enjoy it because it's just awesome and they're so cute. Okay, but that's me being a girl. So be with me, toes in the water. These waves, y'all, are crazy big. Aaron's not going to just willingly go swim in these waves. They're huge, right? Toes in the water. I see the waves. They're big. They are so massive and so powerful, they could knock you over. If you go too far in, they could take you under. I mean, they could kill you. I mean, they really could. And so as I see myself, you're like, Aaron, wait, I thought this was supposed to be a love story. It is. Because I will look at those waves and know that love is more powerful than every single thing that's going on in my life right now. With the millions of pieces of sand that are right there on that beach under my toes, one single wave is going to turn them all over. And so I always see myself standing there, toes in the water, watching these huge waves, knowing, wow, and hearing them, you know, that sound. But I see the person of love. Yeah, God himself, standing right next to me. So just feel that. I know he's in us. But for me, like, there's something about not standing there alone. He's in me, but he's also by me. And I will see the person of love standing next to me. And every time I go to that place, I can feel him. And I'll actually sometimes even feel, it's just like he's holding my hand. And if I closed my eyes and went there, I mean, you would see electricity moving through my body. It's wild. But just let yourself go there for a moment. What am I doing? I'm not escaping the hard week. I'm finding something more real than the hard week. You can say, well, Erin, but you're using your imagination. How is that more real? It just is. Because I'm shifting my reality out of the problem, out of the disappointment, out of even the physical pain in that moment, and I'm tapping into something more real than the week, than the constant physical pain. What am I doing? I'm breathing in something that pulls me into that realm of love, where love cannot fail. It's like when I was on that exit ramp and the Jeep was at its worst and I started to cry from the frustration of it. I did that very quickly. I came back. I came back into myself. I felt the weight, the chair underneath me of my Jeep. I felt it. And by the time I got home, I could see it, the whole thing. The closed door, the heat, the friend, and actually the mechanic in my car. It's amazing. What felt like an afternoon that had failed me had been holding something for me the whole time. Can we miss those moments? Yeah. When we choose to stay small and stay in resistance and stay mad or stay upset or even stay locked into the disappointment, I know me. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't. And when you have the disappointment of constant body pain, I'm not saying just ignore it, it'll all go away. But I'm kind of saying when we can know in one moment, when I ask you the question, could you be exactly as you are right now without needing to fix anything? Could we take these few minutes together and just exist exactly as you are so that the realm of love could show up and you don't have to leave yourself? That right there is living love. That is actually living alive. I have a little sign on the front of my Jeep, and it says living alive. And I have people read it all the time, and I don't know if people get it or not, but for me, I lived so many years in survival mode. I didn't feel like I was actually really living alive. So when I came into a realm where I could live alive exactly as I am, and I began to let love come in, I didn't have exact answers show up, except there was a mechanic in my Jeep, which said to me, there's a mechanic for the other situation that was disappointing. The answer is already there. It was already in the works. It was already in the plan. I just didn't know it yet. I didn't know that there was a plan to go somewhere, and that didn't work out, but it wasn't even about that at all. It was about God, love, the realm, the presence of God showing me that I was safe. That's why, y'all, we take time every week to feel the chair. We take time every week to feel the ground. Notice what's holding you. Notice that you're held. You're surrounded. So I told you guys a little bit about something that I've been building, and you're going to get emails today about it. It's just so good. I love it. It's really helpful. Good. I'm so glad. And so I want to just tell you, I found the cocooning in love, the pain I experience, and being compassionate towards myself. That's it right there. That's it. The cocooning, that feeling of like, oh, I somehow, I don't have babies. I don't want babies, but I do follow a lot of cute babies on Instagram because babies are just dang cute. And they, of course, are showing us the cute moments, right? But there's this Snuggie thing that they put on babies. I don't know if y'all have seen them. Instead of swaddling, it's like this thing where their arms are in, and there's something that happens to a baby's face when they put this Snuggie on them. It's like, anyway. It's like they feel safe because they're still kind of swaddled. They can still move their arms around. And there's just a look, and that's how I feel. when I make a choice to see me cocooned in love that cannot fail. I don't have to be all flailing around. I'm snuggied. I'm snuggying you. There's an Aaron word, snuggying. You didn't know that existed, but it does. So in the midst of going at times, I don't know what to do, I always lean into love. Well, guess what? Love creates. Love creates. So I'm going to tell you again, I mentioned it last week about something I've been building. You'll get an email about it because it lives right here in this conversation. You know, for years, people have asked me, how do you journal like you do? How do you get the insights? How do you stay in peace? How do you actually slow down enough to hear yourself? The truth is, I don't separate journaling and creativity and reflection and healing. It's all part of the same container. It's the same practice. It's the same, what I've said before, come home to your original design. And that's why I created expression, which you're going to hear about more. You'll see an email. You know, Stop the Body War is where we introduce that concept, the reality that maybe you're not broken. A lot of you did the master classes with me. We'll do more of those. Where, okay, maybe I'm not broken. Encounter here is we experience the message. We're not just hearing a message, we're experiencing. I'm pulling us into the experience. We feel the chair. We step into a love that can't fail for us and for the person here, right? So expression interacts with the message. Expression, it's not an art class. It's not about making something beautiful. It's about making space to reconnect with yourself, to hear your own voice, to find what's underneath all the noise. So it's going to be a guided 90-minute exercise where you'll walk through the same kind of reflection practices and even some journaling exercises and nervous system tools that have given me some of the clearest, most honest moments of my life are on those pages. And you don't need experience. You don't need to be artistic to do this. You simply just need to show up exactly as you are. You need to be willing to be a little childlike. That makes it way more fun. And so this is where we'll reflect and we'll create, we'll get curious, and we'll make room for whatever wants to emerge. I'm actually going to play you a little 30-second video, I think, because it's just cool. Just giving you a fast track of kind of what I do. Where's share my screen? Where's my share the screen? I'm looking for it, y'all. Give me a second. Because this is really cool. I think you're going to really like this. Oh, share. Right there, that big word that says share. Share screen. Okay. I'm going to play you this cool video. Well, if I can find it. Now y'all get to see my pretty flowers. Okay, here it is. Here you go.
What do you do with a blank page? Most of us stare at it, waiting to know exactly what to write, exactly what to do, exactly how it will turn out. But life doesn't work that way. Neither does healing. Neither does becoming yourself. Tonight I started with a blank page. I didn't know what I was going to draw. I didn't know what I was going to write. I simply began. I needed to do something to get outside of the chaos and the noise that was all around me. And somewhere in the process, questions appeared. What is the definition of success? Maybe it's less about doing and more about being. I wrote, could I accept myself exactly as I am? Not after I lose the weight, not after I get my finances in order, not after I finally become who I think I could be. Right now, exactly as I am. And then I ask, what if acceptance is the beginning? What if the peace we're looking for isn't on the other side of fixing ourselves? What if it's here already? And what happens when acceptance becomes love? What happens when mistakes become part of the art? Then what happens when they stop being mistakes at all? Maybe That's what expression is really about. Not creating something beautiful and polished and perfect, but discovering that something beautiful has been here all along.
At the end of the day, you are the expression sitting right here at the table of life. Sometimes you just need a little space to remember that. Yes, yes. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And oh my gosh, I love it. That is perfect. We got toes and we got toe art. It's perfect. Oh my gosh. And cute toes is that. Oh my goodness. So here's the deal. Here's why I wanted to just share that with you. First of all, I'm really excited about it, and I would love for you guys to be a part. I've never done anything like this. It's just going to be really cool. We'll reflect, we'll create, we'll get curious, we'll make room for whatever wants to emerge. So the first expression is Sunday, June 21st. It is Father's Day, but I've had a number of people that say, well, I don't celebrate Father's Day because my father's gone or whatever. And so I was going to move it, but I don't want to. Even if there's just a few, I would like to do it on that day. And if it doesn't work, if at least 5 people would prefer the following weekend, I'll run a second one on June 28th as well. Just let me know. You can even register for it and then just let me know, hey, I would really like to do June 28th. And I'll do that, even if it's just 5 people. So, and this is a founding circle, and there's an investment. It's $97. And it's the same if you have a household. Husbands and wives, kids are all welcome in your household. But for anyone who signs up this weekend, I just want to let you know before Monday, I'm going to send you something special. You're going to get a few of the beautiful downloadable reflection pages and several pages from my upcoming book, A Place to Be Human. Nobody's ever seen it. They have never been publicly released, and they're so special, and I just would love to share those with you guys. So, yes, I will give you the link. So just know it's not really a book to read as much as it is an experience to interact with. That's what expression is. You can learn more and register. I'll pop it in the chat. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys know about this before anybody else. You're the first people hearing about it. So there you go. And if something in you is saying yes, I would love to have you here. And so as we kind of wrap this up, I want to close our time together by doing something right now, not just talking about it, but actually doing it. Let's do something together. Wherever you are, if you're in your bed, if you're at your desk, if you're on your couch, or even in your car, I want you to feel where you are. Let's just take a pause for a second. Even if you want to register, do that in a minute. Can we just pause the world, as I call it? I want you to feel where you are. Feel the surface beneath you. Feel the weight of your body being held by something right now. The chair, the cushion, the mattress, the ground. You don't have to hold yourself up. You're already being held. Yeah. Now notice the fabric of whatever is on your skin right now. The shirt, the blanket. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel that. Like I feel it. And just let yourself hear, and even say if you want to, I am covered. I'm surrounded. Right now, in this moment, I am enough. Just take a slow breath in and let it go. I want you to say something with me out loud if you can, or just in your heart. I choose to say yes to this moment. I allow myself to be exactly as I am. And now, if you're willing, I want to invite you to a place, your place. Maybe it's my Costa Rica beach. Maybe it's in the woods. Maybe it's on a mountaintop. Maybe it's just in a garden. Maybe it's just out in your yard. Maybe it's just a quiet room with sunlight coming through and air conditioning. Wherever love feels most real to you right now, just go there in your mind and your imagination just for a moment. See yourself there. And if it feels right, see the person of love right next to you. Not far away, right there. Present with you in whatever this week has been. Present. Mm-hmm. You're not alone in what you're carrying. Hear me now. I'm ministering. You're not alone in what you're carrying, and love has not failed you. It is holding things you cannot see yet. Susan, Julie, Katrina. It's holding. Love is holding what you can't see quite yet. Dad, Terry, you are held. You are loved. Mary, Vicky, Pastor Becky. Love is not something arriving from something far away. Love is cocooning you right now. Shane, Aisha, me. Love is who you are. Not a meeting, the experience of love. And if you're watching the recording and I didn't name your name, just go ahead and receive this for you right now. Feel this for you right now. The experience of love that has no mechanism for failure. And one of Lynn McTaggart's most surprising finds is giving intention often heals the giver more than the receiver. We know it in Scripture, pray for others that you might be healed. But science is even showing, I love how science is like, I got you, you've been saying this all along, and we see it happening. When you pray for someone else, you often experience a breakthrough. Studies show that people in groups who had chronic pain, emotional wounds, or even long-standing struggles experience healing while sending intention to the other person. So this forever reinforces my core teaching. Love given is love returned, because it was never separate in the first place. So let's just do that for everyone on this call. I'm just going to take 30 seconds and just look around. Look around, even at this group. Some faces you see, some names you see. Just look. And I want you to give the intention of love that cannot fail. Would you just see that intention on every person here? Just feel and see the intention of unconditional love. Just cocoon everyone here. Cocoon everyone here in unconditional love that cannot fail. And our last group intention together, I want you to tell everyone here, you are perfect for this moment. You're perfect for this moment. Now just take a deep breath. Doesn't that feel amazing? Oh, it feels so good. So y'all, thank you for joining me on these Saturday mornings. It is such a joy to know that the people who are supposed to be here are going to be here. But let me just say, if there's anybody that you think might really love this, invite them. As you can tell, it's real. Anybody with that believes even something else and wouldn't fit themselves in a charismatic Christian container anymore, right? Invite them, because this isn't that. I would love for you to invite your friends, your family, anyone that would like to be a part of this. I know that it just encourages me to be with you guys. So thank you for being here. So, all right, that's it. Again, that expression is there. Would love for you to be part of it. Would love for you to share it. That video that I just gave you is on the link. You'll see it, and it just makes me smile. But it's going to be really, it's just going to be really different. I'm going to have you bring your notepad and crayons or pens or whatever you like, whatever. I started off using one of my Seek pens, a ballpoint pen. Oh, I don't have it. And a highlighter, like a Bible highlighter that just says all the little colors. I'm going to show that. And I'll even have an Amazon room just for that stuff if anybody wants to use what I use. And I have beautiful colored pencils, but I rarely use them. I just use my little click, 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 click color thing and a ballpoint pen, sometimes a marker, to just the goal why I started journaling like that. I was trying to be perfect, and I would do things on lined paper and everything, and I would just find myself doodling. And then I realized, why am I trying to make this perfect? What if, and if I ever made a mistake on my journal, I wouldn't start over, because in high school, if somebody like messed on my paper, I needed to turn it in perfect, I would start all over. So now if I make a mistake, I don't call it a mistake anymore. I just duplicate it and call it pattern. And if I make a mistake with a word, I leave it just as it is. It is what it is. And I don't write in straight lines anymore. I write all over the place. Sometimes I'll circle my page the whole time and just write. Why? Because there's something about getting out of the normal, out of the, it was like me getting out of the disappointment and allowing the flow to continue. When I will stay in the flow, creativity happens. And the next thing you know, while your car is literally falling apart, the mechanic just happened to be in my car. Really? That kind of stuff doesn't just happen. It's the flow. It's love that has no mechanism for failure. So I give you that testimony this week. Y'all, I love you. You make me smile. The link will be up. I'll share this soon on YouTube. Yeah, that's it. So I want to give you guys an opportunity. If anybody has anything you would like to say, if you want to add anything, jump in. This is the time to unmute yourself. Hope everyone's having a fun weekend this weekend, doing fun things. But if nobody has anything, oh, nope, you're good? All right, y'all. You're the best. I love you. And I hope, sign up, y'all. Sign up for Expression. It's just the coolest thing. And you're going to get a preview of my book if you sign up this weekend. So, all right, y'all. I love you. And cute toes. Was that who posted? Terry, is that your toes? Y'all, okay, what does it say? I can't see it. Oh, wait, hold on. Great words. Can't wait to listen again. We hear you. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that is the best. Thank you for that. Yeah, maybe we'll do toe painting at Expression. So let me just tell you really quick. I'm going to start doing these every once in a while. And one that I'm going to do, I'm really excited about, is teach you how to create your own meditation, your own guided meditation for yourself. And that'll be the next one I do. I'm super excited, but yeah, I love this creativity. All right, y'all. Have the best day ever. I'll see you soon. Ciao. I know, right? I talked about knowing from my toenails. Thank you for that. I love it. It's perfect. All right, ciao, y'all. Bye.